Good morning, everybody. I'm Sharon Wilcox, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming live to you from Chesapeake, Virginia. Today is Thursday, October the 14th. The month has just flown by. I cannot believe we are in the second week of October. It's crazy. And it's just like there was a light switch, and all of a sudden it started to become fall down here. It takes a little longer usually here, but our sweet gum trees and a few birch trees and things like that, the leaves have turned yellow and they're falling, and the wind is whirling. So we've had some beautiful weather, but low 70s, mid to low 70s. Today's going to be a bit warmer, and then next week we're going to get some real fall weather for a few days. So that's real exciting, especially when it's warm down here often of the time. So good morning, Michelle. How are you? So today I am going to show you a set called Bright Baubles. And when I first saw this, I knew I had to have it. I love big stamps, and this one is sure to please if you enjoy big stamps. I don't have a whole lot to show you today. It's been kind of a crazy week, crazy morning for me. I don't know what it is. Some nights I just don't sleep very well at all. And I'm still awake at 1 or 2, and then I wake up at 7:30, 8 in the morning. So there I go, yawning, thinking about it. But it doesn't matter. I walked the dogs this morning and came back, and John and I decided to have some pancakes. He loves blueberry pancakes and I love pecan. So we made pancakes and he cooked up some bacon. It was a wonderful breakfast. And then all of a sudden I was like, I have Facebook Live this morning. What am I doing? Normally I'm up here putting finishing touches on a few things or whatever. My shirt's bugging me. There, get it together here. But this morning I did not do any of that. I just enjoyed the morning. So brought my cup of coffee up here and finished it, and away we go. So no extra stuff like I usually do in the mornings. Overnight I get these crazy ideas and come up here like a crazy lady in the morning and go, oh yeah, I wanted to do this and that and whatever. There's a ton of things I'd love to show you, but today is what I've got, and let's just hop down to my desktop and start with that. So the wonderful set called Bright Baubles is on page 40 of the July through December catalog. And these are true to size. Look at the size of that. I just love them. So you can, let me just bring out the actual set. So you can also purchase the dies that coordinate with. And this is such a unique set that I want to show you what it actually does before I show you the cards. But can you see the size of those? Ah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So this is really what it does. So these lovely dies will cut out these beautiful baubles. And the cool thing is that you have this piece that you can put over top of it, okay, and cut those out at the same time. And then you have this piece as well. And I'm going to show you samples with and without that. But I've got a couple extra pieces over here, and let me show you how that looks. So by changing the colors, this is the same cherry cobbler as this one and this one right here. So by changing the color and adding that frame in white, it just perks that right up. And the same thing, the same one fits both of those, okay? And then the same thing happened with this one. When you cut out just this frame with cardstock, I didn't put it on here, but this is, well, here's the back side, but this is what you get. Just a nice backing. Or in this one, just this nice backing. And it's the whole size, okay? The entire size of that bauble. Okay, and then of course there's this lovely piece here, which is so delicate. I'm amazed at how wonderful that cuts. And it's so thin, but it cuts out so easy. All of these cut really, really nice. And I put them on some black cardstock. I thought that would be help you see the intricate of these dies. It is so amazing. Now you're going to see on one of mine where I've taken the words merry and bright and I've cut this apart, and it's really simple to do. So stay tuned. Let me show you my samples here. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, these two little pieces here, instead of trying to get them off, I'll just tell you, these two little pieces here, at first I wasn't sure what they're for. But what you do with those is you actually place it inside. Let me just leave that there. Inside of this when you run it through the machine, and it will cut out the hole for your ornament. And I'll show you that on a couple samples as well. So, Michelle, you have this set already. I'm telling you, I mean, I've had it since the catalog, this particular catalog started, and I just never played with it because I've had so many other fun stamp sets. And this was one of my favorites. And the other day I thought, why have I not played with this yet? I love it. So, I did not make as many cards as I would have liked, or that my brain is saying do. There are so many ideas out there, and just sitting and playing with it, you will be inspired. So let me grab a couple cards here. This first card, your designer series paper on the back is Heartfelt Warming Hugs, and this is in our regular big catalog. Yeah, I created an envelope to go with it, and look, oh my gosh, all I want to do is stamp this big, beautiful ornament on the front of all of my envelopes for Christmas because it's so pretty and it's so fun. Now, this week I did use traditional colors because those are my preferred colors. And this Heartwarming Hugs DSP actually is very traditional. Let me grab some of that and show you what that really looks like. You can see here's this one that I used, and so we have all of these. Oh, it's real red. No, I didn't even read the colors. Let me put this on. I know that it's old olive, maybe granny apple green, and that new green one. Aren't those just gorgeous? This is one of my favorites right here too. I love them all, to be quite honest. I truly do. And then when you flip them over, you have amazing designer series papers on the back. Are they not great? Just love these. Let me see if my tag is on the back. Yeah, it's on the back here. So the actual colors, it's Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, Real Red, and Whisper White. It isn't even Old Olive, but Old Olive goes fine with it. This is Granny Apple Green that I colored on this one. So on this particular card, what I did was I cut the entire thing out in, oh, I'm a little close there. I cut it out in white on our thick white cardstock. And then I took markers, and I did use the Stamp and Blend markers. to color this in, and it was so super simple to do. Really, really easy. Um, and I think it just gave it a wonderful different look. And then I took this background piece. Remember I showed you how it cuts out solid in red? Well, I cut it out in white and then layered that on top of there and layered it with some of the designer series paper and some of our beautiful red ribbon. And then the inside, I did use a different Christmas set, and let me see if I have it over here. I do. I used Heartwarming Wishes because I really wanted to use this Merry Christmas. I just like the flow of that. And it also says, and a Happy New Year, and I like that as well. I don't know why I didn't stamp the bauble on the inside here, but I will do that. This card does not look finished without something stamped on the inside. Do you guys do that too? Do you like to stamp an image from your stamp set on the inside? To me, it just finishes off that card. Good morning, Bella. Good to see you this morning. And so anyway, so I wanted to show you this little piece here. This is not ribbon. I actually used some of the red felt designer series paper on that. I just cut a little strip off. And the best way to describe this is like kind of like a flock, okay? It's got a real nice smooth texture to it, but it's really pretty. So that's what I used for this piece here, okay? And then this next one, as you can guess, I used that winter embossing folder again, wintry. The other one that comes, there's two in a set, and the other one is the snowflakes, and I used that quite a bit last week. But today I used this one again. I used this last week too on my Christmas trees, but I just thought it made such a wonderful background on this green glossy or this green foil. This foil is available in red or green. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Reminds me of an old-fashioned Christmas, and I just love that look. So I embossed this, and those of you that think, well, that's bigger than your folder, it's really easy to realign your folders. It's not an issue at all if you want your embossed piece to be bigger than this. But isn't that dramatic? I just love it. The other thing that I did with this, I used some more of the Heartwarming Hugs. I used this one. You see it under there? Yeah. And then on top of that, I thought I had one out here. I cut it out in vellum. I do have one out here. Look at this. Don't forget about your vellum, especially at Christmas time. It just makes such a beautiful effect. So this kind of gives you more of a little frosted glass look. And the red, again, is from that brushed red. I forget what they actually call that, but it has a real velvety feel to it. Isn't that pretty? And I did use the die for the little string to hang the ornament. And when I got up to here, I had already glued this down. So typically I would fold that over and behind, but it still turned out really cute. And here is the envelope. Again, I just think it's so beautiful. Look at the difference between these two. Two different ornaments, but oh, so beautiful. Just stamped in one color. And then on the inside, the big Merry Christmas to you, the little bauble peeking out there. Wouldn't you love to get that in the mail? I know I would. And that Merry Christmas to you came from Holly Jolly Wishes. Right here it is. We wish you a Merry Christmas, but be of good cheer. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Jingle all the way. Fa la 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 la. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And it's the most wonderful time of the year. Just classics. I just love this. So I use that with this one as well. And it's pretty simple. Just really very simple. But I love it. I love these traditional colors. Now I went off my traditional color this time, but I thought it was so pretty. And I really needed to show you um, taking a sip, keeping it simple, stamp, ink, and paper. Okay. Yes, I had to bring in some of these little baubles to put on there, but um, I think all of us have some kind of a little something jewels that you can put on your cards. This particular one is the matte decorative dots, which I think are really cute. They just happen to be the same colors that I used. And I did use a bit of our Wink of Stella. You know how much I love Wink of Stella. I think it's so pretty. And it's a real simple card, but it was so fun to do. If you enjoy coloring, and this was really easy to color. And I don't know if you can, you might be able to see that Wink of Stella a little bit. Yeah. So really pretty. I used very soft colors, but I thought it was quite lovely. And then the inside, friends like you make this season special. And I put the little bauble again in black, and I did color it in. Just because I really wanted to have that look this time. And the inside to this particular one, the words came from Christmas to Remember. And this is a really nice set as well. I love this font too. Love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through. I love these words. Magic is in the air. It's just fun. And I love when they combine two different fonts. How do you guys feel about that? Do you like that? That's a look that just speaks to me. I like that look. Maybe because I'm one of those people that starts printing and next thing you know, I'm writing in cursive. So I don't know. This next one, well, actually there's two. Let me bring them both out and show you. Now, this one I did use the wintry background with the snowflakes, and I think you can see those pretty well there. There we go. That's a good shot of it. You see where I cut the word Mary out? I had done this in silver, and I did the whole thing, but I just cut that piece out. This is where I took this piece and I just folded it underneath. So there's no ending there. It's just folded back. I did cut out the word Christmas, and I just used my paper snips to do this. I added one of my favorite little jewels, and I only added the one. I am so in love with these red rhinestones. That's all they're called, basic jewels, red rhinestones. I love the size. I love the color. I just think they're gorgeous. And this one, oh, I don't have them laying out here. Let me see if I have them over here. Usually I'm pretty good about keeping the pieces out that I want to show you. But in this case, oh, here's some. These are the opal rounds that I used right here, called opal rounds. Let me bring that up closer. Okay, some more of that beautiful designer series paper from the Heartwarming Hugs. And let me show you, or no, I'm not going to show you this morning. I'm just going to tell you because you've seen me do this technique before, I do believe. But you see how I have this beautiful frosted color? I did stamp and emboss in white, okay? And heat set it, of course, when you heat and emboss. So that is done in our Versamark along with white embossing powder. And then I used, of all things, just pour it out on a palette. And my palettes, most of the time, are my square blocks, my acrylic blocks. And the reason I use these is because I have a variety of sizes, and just throw them in the sink, wipe it off, spray it off. You can't hurt these by using them as your palette. I love them for that, and it's such a nice smooth surface. But what I used is the Whisper White pigment ink. We carry the ink pad, but the only way I could get this was to brush it on. And the best brush, we carry a couple different things that you can use, but the best brush that I find is my Wink of Stella. Remember I showed you that with our dye-based inks? You can do the same thing with your white pigment to get this beautiful color. I just love how that looks. And now my Wink of Stella is just fine. It did not hurt it. You can see I'm rubbing Wink of Stella on my hand, but there's no white. It's just, well, my hand, top of my hand is glittery. But it doesn't hurt it at all. So when I was finished, I just took a paper towel, and actually I used a baby wipe, and just wiped the top of the brush off, and away I went. But I just thought it was such a beautiful look. And then for those little snowflakes, I pulled out the snowflake sequins. I think next week I might do some shaker cards for you. I stamped the word joy, attached it. I love our crinkle, is it called crinkle? It's the seam bind, crinkled seam binding in white. I just love this ribbon because I love the narrowness of it and how simple and easy it is to tie a bow with, and it goes nice and flat. I did pop up my ornaments too to give them a little bit of dimension, which I thought was fun. And this is old olive that I used. Okay, and the inside of this particular card, once again, I stamped the bauble, and we wish you a Merry Christmas, and cute envelope to go with. And then this one on the inside, friends like you make this season special. Another beautiful little bauble. These are so pretty in person and so easy to do. And I will say they're kind of addicting. If I'd had more time, I would have played more. And trust me, there will be more samples with these as the holiday season comes along. I just love playing with them. Now, I do want to show you, because as I was doing them, I felt like they were just simply designed to be tags. And let me just show you what I did. Look how pretty that is. The big, beautiful snowflake. I just love it. And put some of that crinkled seam binding on there with a little bow. And you can see how that's cut out. And you see we have a to and from in here. So we use that on the back. So fast and easy gift tags. Here's one with a Christmas tree done in that beautiful green foil. I put a little red ribbon on that one. Our to and from on the back. Here's this one. Now I cut it out with the designer series paper, which I thought gave it a really unique look, and I put it on top of our foil red paper. And the back of the foil red is not foil. Oh, look at that, that's smeared. I don't know how that happened, but that's okay, I can fix that. But the back of your foil is white, so it makes the perfect tag. So you don't have to add anything extra. And then I used joy in that red foil. And I think these will be lovely. Didn't put the to and from on that one, but I will. This one I wanted to show you, not as a tag, and this is that snowy white paper, which is, again, it's that velvety feel, kind of like it's been flocked or something. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. But with this one, I thought, wouldn't this be beautiful? Let me untie my bow. Wouldn't that be beautiful hanging on the tree? And you could put a yeah, the string of lights right behind that, and that would shine right through that. So that's our vellum, and you see how I punched using the tiny little tabs in here and cut out the hole there in the vellum. But look at how pretty that is. I meant to get a little tea light, you know, one of those little battery ones, and forgot to bring that up. But you can see my fingers through there, so you know how pretty that'll be with a Christmas light shining through there. And then the last thing that I did is I do these every year and usually give one or two, usually a couple away, depends on the family. But doing tiles, ooh, it's much brighter on here than it is in person. But when you stamp on tiles, and you can pick these up anywhere, I did not put the felt on the back. I have an old one here, and I always put this cork on the back. I put our sticky sheets on it and then attach that. You can find this cork anywhere. I find it at the dollar store, which is the best price, of course. But this is an old one. Many of you recognize this, but I use this day in and day out here in my stamp room. It sits on my table, whether I'm stamping or sewing or whatever. This is my little trivet that I put my water on and coffee and so on, but I have used it for many, many years. So, and water doesn't just run off. What I do is I take a outside and just hit it with a little spray mist. You don't need to saturate it, but just mist it with some Krylon matte spray. Krylon matte spray. It's very strong smelling, but you can find that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any craft store, even at the big box. Home Depot and Lowe's carry it. And just give it a little shot, and that is just enough that your tile can still soak up the water if it needs to, and it will protect your stamp surface. I color in using Stampin' Blends, and this particular color was or is the dark mango. And I think this was Bermuda Bay, if I remember right. And this one, I forget which of the greens it was, but one of our greens. But when you stamp these on the tiles, always make sure you're using StazOn. You have to use StazOn ink to stamp on the tiles, okay? You can use Wink of Stella on them if you would like. So I don't know that there's anything else that I need to tell you. I've heard people say they put them in their oven, they heat them with a heat tool. I have never done any of that. I stamp with StazOn, I color with Stampin' Blends, and away we go. So that's the simplified version, and that's the way I've always done it. The only thing I want to show you real quickly here, because I have about a couple minutes, was these boxes. I had no idea that our kits, you know how you can buy different kits, how they come in these wonderful craft boxes. One side is striped, the other side is polka dot, okay, and the front part is striped. This particular one, I was going to get this made up, but because I forgot it was Thursday morning and we made pancakes and bacon instead of just coming up here and doing what I needed to do. But this is Love Santa Tag Kit. And I'm here to tell you that this is adorable. Now, I know a lot of times we look at these and we go, oh, you're doing 12 tags, and I think this particular kit's $19. Oh, I can go buy them cheaper. Yes, you can. But when you go buy them cheaper, one, you're not making it yourself. Two, you're not getting this incredible craft box that you can reuse, whether it be for line it with some parchment paper and tissue and fill it with some goodies, or a gift box, and you can mail in these too. The other thing you're not getting when you go and buy some cheap tags is you're not getting an ink spot, which is a nice ink pad raised above the box so you can use it on the biggest of stamps. You are not getting the acrylic block, nor are you getting a stamp set. So for $19, this is an amazing value in my personal opinion. You will have this stamp set until you don't want it anymore. It's got really cute stamps in it. It comes with all of these things that you see that I've already brought out and more. So if you have never touched a rubber stamp, or have friends who have never stamped, or kids that you want to introduce into stamping, these kits are the way to go, because they do get the block, they do get the ink pad, they do get the stamps, and then they get all of these accessories. And you go, well, how do you put things together? These tiny little things are your mini glue dots. You don't even need adhesive. They give you beautiful jewels and different things to use with it. They give you your baker's twine, and it's usually in a color that we don't sell, which is the case here. And they give you dimensionals to pop things up. They give you all of these pieces of paper. Now, there are 3 of each of these tags, but yet I've got 8 of these circle dies for our Santa. And he's the only one that uses it. So if you make a mistake, you actually have 8 tries. But then guess what? You could always turn it over and use the back side if you make a mistake that many times, or if the kids or whoever. But look at the abundance of these little tags that they have given you. I went ahead, and these 2, I went ahead and I separated these because I really thought I was going to get them made. But look at how cute little Santa tag is. I'm telling you, he is adorable. And if you wanted to make it into a Christmas card, just cut off that tag and create a wonderful card with it. Oh, look at that. That little piece pops right out of there. Huh, learned something new. There you go. The other thing, so, okay, let me just show you this. There's the Santa, and I've got all these little pieces here that will be used. Here's the card tag, okay? And then this tag gets the word joy. You're going to stamp some pine bough, and then you're going to add some of this. Aren't those cute? And again, you can use these on cards as well. And then the Christmas tree, which is just adorable. And you know I'm going to be adding some of these to that too. But everything you need is in these kits. And you get instructions, of course. And I love how they do this, because they give you, number 1, this is everything you want, step by step, including up here, they're telling you you need 12 inches of that baker's twine. And not only do they tell you how much you need, they give you a ruler to measure it. Stampin' Up! Has thought of everything. So this is the perfect thing for beginners, advanced, children. It's perfect for anybody. I love it. And I hope that you will give some of these a try. And then the other thing that comes in this, and this just looks like cardboard to some of you, but look at the thickness. This is a really nice piece of chipboard. And so if you're into bookbinding or making different little books and things. Chipboard, perfect, love it, very, very cool. The other thing that you can buy that will coordinate with this is the Love Santa bags. And these are little treat bags, and they're kind of a frosted look. So we have a polka dot. Oh, look at this one. I love that. Plaid check. I don't know what you call that, but I love it. Christmas trees. And then the one back here with the pine and berries and so on. Very, very pretty. And this is the perfect size. I do pretzels and usually give them to all of my neighbors. They're pretzel rods, and I dip them in chocolate or melted caramel first, let that cool, then I dip them in chocolate, and then I decorate them really pretty. So I usually give those to my neighbors, but they will fit perfectly into these bags. And of course, since they are treat bags, they are food safe as well. So just something else to keep in mind. And that's about all I got for you today, I do believe. Let me hop back up here. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed today. Get these off so we don't have one more glare. And give me your thoughts, your opinions, and let me know what you think about what I showed you today. And I think next week we'll probably be doing some shaker cards. I don't know yet. Maybe some gift packaging ideas. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? Just let me know and I'll see if I can't accommodate you in that area. So until next week, happy stamping. Have a beautiful, safe fall week. And thank you so very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.